Get wrecked, sick shot. Shit sack.
Sit Shack.
Sit shack.
Get wrecked, Sit Shack.
Me when Shaquille O'Neal won't leave the court. Sit shack. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bimbo Book Club.
Hi, that is Bertrude, and I'm Katie.
And we are coming to you from the future.
Whoa.
So, in this episode, we refer a lot to the events of last week or last episode. We recorded things a bit out of order, and we're back on a normal schedule now, I feel like. But that is referring to the Backrolls episode of Drag Race, which we'll link down below. If you don't want to scroll through our vast archive of videos, all 9 of them.
You lazy sacks of shit.
You lazy bitches, we got to do it all for you, don't we? It's fine. Scroll down. Can you move your finger like this a few times for me? And then we also didn't do marketable traits on that episode yet. So we're going to do marketable traits. We'll see you at the very end of this video for that as well. So we're going to bookend you. But now over to these other bitches who also know what they're talking about because they're us.
Bookend ya, but I barely know her.
We are thriving today, folks.
Never been goddamn better.
Never been less sick.
Never been less humiliated.
We caught up on my week beforehand. It's not really a week I can share with folks, but it's a great week. I did see the Minecraft movie, and that's about all I can tell you.
How was the Minecraft movie?
It was exactly what I expected.
Okay, is that good or bad?
It wasn't a good movie. No.
Okay.
And I think there's something to be made about we need to stop treating kids' movies like they can be bad movies.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think the whole family film versus kids film argument is very valid. I'm not having that argument with the Minecraft movie, baby. I'm not having that argument with the Minecraft movie.
Don't get into that.
No, this is not the time nor place for me.
This is Bimbo Book Club.
This is Bimbo Book Club. Well, and also just like, I love Minecraft. I've never been, this is so stupid. I feel like growing up, I always jumped on the trends of books. Like when books would become movies, I would jump on the trend as I found out they were becoming movies. I've never had something that I've like loved my whole life and then have it be like, oh, we're making a movie about it. So this is the first time I get to be a part of that hype. This is the first time I get to like just enjoy it and vibe out. And it's a weird fucking movie, but it's a fun fucking movie and it's a dumb fucking movie.
Is Jack Black in it? I think I've seen. Okay.
Jack Black is Steve.
Steve. Okay,
that's a
Steve.
Big deal.
Oh, okay.
Just the character's name in Minecraft, and everyone changes their skin immediately. But
I tried to play Minecraft one time, and I was so bad at it.
I will teach you to play Minecraft.
Yeah.
I will turn.
I don't think I can.
I'll turn on keep inventory for you, so you don't lose your items every time.
I don't
you die.
think you understand how bad it was.
Like, what button do I press?
Yes.
See, I think it would be fun to book club Minecraft. Like, do a little video
I will do
moment.
I will book club it with you. But good luck trying to teach me anything about it because like it went like straight up and over my head. And then through my legs and then across my knees and up my cervix.
What?
I don't know. I'm sick.
It's blocky, girl. You don't want that up your cervix.
I'm sick. Don't critique my jokes right now. I'm sick.
What have you been up to?
Well, as I talked about last week, I had a twink pageant to go to. I had a twink pageant to attend, and I did, and it was so much fun. I was a little bit overserved, alcohol-wise. I overserved myself. Let's be clear.
The serving matches. You overserved, so you got overserved, mama.
And by overserved, I do mean 6 gin and tonics, which like is not that many, but like I don't know.
6 gin and tonics still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's like 6 shots of gin.
That's tasteful for a twink pageant. That's tasteful.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't blacked out. I wasn't blacked out, but apparently I kept repeating stories all night. Because, you know, of course, the first thing I did when I woke up the next morning after having 6 gin and tonics at 27 years old, God forbid, I wake up and I say, what did I do? But it was super fun. I, as you requested, went up and met Darby. I literally just like went up and I was like, hi, my best friend is the one that consistently messages you on Instagram to try to get you to watch Lemonade Mouth, and she was obsessed. And I literally told her, I looked her dead in the eyes and I said, if you want him to stop, I'll tell him to stop. And she said no, she loves it and she thinks it's very funny and she's obsessed. She had no idea what lemonade mouth was. And
You're kidding. You're
to be
joking.
honest, like once again, I was not blacked out by any means, but like I barely remember that interaction. Unfortunately, like completely randomly, I do not really remember anything else about that interaction. And then we took a picture.
The
Um,
pictures. I love the
and
pictures.
she told me to send it to her, but I can't.
She hasn't accepted, right?
No, she hasn't accepted my Instagram message, but that's okay. There was a twink behind me that was so mad. And actually, he was one of my favorite parts of that night. This little twink behind me, not competing in the pageant, just there,
Love.
supporting the girls.
Solidarity and community.
Literally came up behind me and he was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna squeeze in. The girls back there, they just don't get it like you do. And I was like, yeah, no, for sure. Squeeze. Like squeeze in, it's fine. And every time someone came out on stage, he would go, no, girl, don't piss me off. Don't
I
piss me off.
I kind of love him. I kind of love him.
And anytime I would clap or scream for anyone, he would go, she doesn't deserve that.
Unfortunately, that's me.
One of the twinks
Unfortunately,
came out in a
that's
crop
me.
top. He said, a crop top? Don't piss me off.
Crop tops are cute. Stop that.
I know
Don't piss me off.
it was so strange, but it was so lovely all the same. It was such an interesting vibe.
Honestly, the queer community is about community with terrible people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We got your back, but while we're back there, we're going to talk about you too.
We're gonna talk shit about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so lovely. All of the queens were so great. All of the
I love
twinks
it.
were so great. Anyway, that was my week. That was my
I
week.
love that. On the tails of your twink pageant and on the tails of last week's episode, I have two disclaimers. Not disclaimers.
Okay.
I have two announcements.
Announce, disclaim, go.
First of all, I you're gonna want to put applause in after I say this, just so you know. Okay.
Applause.
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
need some applause, just so we
Noted.
know. Okay.
Noted.
I watched an episode of Drag Race. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor.
Which
just to be
episode did you
nominated.
watch?
Okay, let me walk you through this.
Okay.
I not like, like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. But after watching last week's episode, I was a little bit like embarrassed isn't necessarily the right word, but I was like, I should know more. Like,
Yeah.
I thought the show was entirely lip sync. It's not entirely lip sync.
That's so funny to me that you thought that.
Well, I was like, how is that a show? Is it like I thought it was like The Voice?
Do you really like have that little like respect for my taste that you think I would sit there and watch it if it was like The Voice?
No. I didn't underestimate your taste. I overestimated your tolerance for the same thing over and over again. I didn't doubt that it was impressive. I didn't doubt that it was enjoyable to watch. I didn't think I could watch it that much. Like I thought I also thought it was 22-minute episodes. I thought 22 minutes of people like lip syncing would get old to me.
And that would get old.
Yes, which is why there isn't a 16 season show about it and incredible amounts of spinoffs. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I'll watch a season. I've watched seasons of worse. I watched all 7 seasons of New Girl in a week when I was really depressed. And then I decided I don't like New Girl. So I can watch a season of Drag Race. So I started All Stars 2 because I've heard good things and it's a good
one. It's a good one.
I'm familiar enough with a lot of the queens to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I have decided to educate myself.
Good.
And I love it. I'm into it. I'm enjoying how little RuPaul is actually in it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like barely at all.
No, I love that. So
she comes and she goes.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be obsessed. God, mama da boots.
No, that's fine.
But I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
Second of all,
perfect.
On the tails of you meeting Miss Darby Lynn Cartwright, I looked up DVDs of Lemonade Mouth. They retail for about $200. I wonder why. Is it because they're not making DVDs of Lemonade Mouth anymore? That couldn't be it. You're kidding. So I was not able to do that. Instead, I am setting a goal. Okay. My goal for this podcast to grow and thrive and succeed and blossom. I will get Darby Lynn Cartwright on this show to watch Lemonade Mouth with us and discuss.
Wow.
I'm putting it into the universe now.
That's a goal.
I know. She respects commitment to the bit. I'm gonna commit to the bit so hard. It's a collab.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
yeah. Anyway, that's my goal for myself. That's my goal for the pod. It's my goal for you, Darby. She's
Look straight
tuning
into the
in.
camera. Look straight into the camera for me. Yep.
That's my goal for you, Darby.
Perfect.
Anyway, we're not talking about any of that fucking
No,
shit
we're not
today.
talking about drag at all this time. We're gonna move from talking about religious trauma every episode to talking about drag every episode. So
Why not both? Why not get in drag and talk about our religious trauma? Oh my god, trademark, trademark, trademark,
that's a Patreon.
trademark.
Also, guys, I'm sick, so if you hear me make the most disgusting noises you've ever heard, like, please forgive me.
Same here. I'm not sick. It's just allergy season.
I don't know what happened. The twink pageant got me sick. I go out twice a year and I get sick. Okay, Fears, we are about 30 minutes in.
Oh my god. Okay, let's talk about community.
Let's talk about community.
Okay, so today, in case you're wondering why I'm wearing a cowboy hat, I could have said something earlier. I didn't.
I'm glad he didn't.
I look good in it. 2, we are doing the paintball episodes of Community, specifically season 2, episode 23 and 24. 24 and 25. 24 is in there. The paintball name is in the title. One, I think, is even more paintballs, and the other, I believe, is a fist of paintballs. A fistful of paintballs?
Fisting paintballs.
For those who don't know, Community is a sitcom that was on NBC late 2000s, early 2010s, and it followed a study group comprised of 7 people. We have Jeff, Britta, Abed, Troy, Shirley, Annie, and Pierce as they navigate their community college and its increasing amount of quirks. They are supported and challenged simultaneously by their gay doesn't even begin to cover it Dean. That's how he describes himself. I'm obsessed with him.
That was literally one of my questions.
Yes. Oh my God.
I wanted to make sure.
Yes, we'll get into it. And
okay, Fierce.
There's a whole other one of the bits I love about this show is the gaggle of recurring background characters or like side characters that we have. Obsessed with them. They're the heart and soul of this show.
Love.
Previously, all you need to know is that the school was destroyed in another paintball battle the year before because they promised priority registration to the winner. And for this college, think like a community college that's like the town from Parks and Rec. If you haven't seen Community, like it starts out like a normal community college, but as the show goes on, the lore, the reveals, just as it gets to be a quirkier show, it becomes a fucking insane place. So the world building is incredible.
Love
but
that.
Is this your first exposure to Community?
No, I have seen, I think the first season, I think the full first season.
Okay.
Maybe some of season 2, but it was my junior year of college. So like.
Oh, who remembers their junior year of college?
I certainly don't. So I really, really don't remember much.
That's fair. I do feel like that's how this show exists in a fair amount of people's heads. I would say this is a great episode to get you like stoked about what the show can do. It doesn't always do, but like this is what a really solid like core of Community episode looks like. So yeah. Especially seasons 2, 3, 4, I think. No, one of the seasons is really bad because they swapped out the writing crew. There was some behind the scenes bullshit. And so in the show, they referred to it the year of the gas leak because the episodes weren't as great. I enjoyed them, but people don't like the episodes as much. So the show's like, oh, there was a gas leak in the school that season. That's why everyone was so weird.
Hey, commit to the bit.
Commit to the bit. That's the heart and soul of this show as well.
This is a stacked fucking cast. I totally forgot how stacked it is because I love Joel McHale.
I have a note in here that says I get so mad every time I'm attracted to Joel McHale because I'm like, I'm falling for it. I feel fucking stupid.
Yeah, he's
love
amazing.
Joel McHale.
He's amazing.
Assassination Nation. Is that your love of him?
Yeah.
Okay, work. Okay, let's talk about the episode.
Let's do it.
Okay, so for those of you who tuned in and watched, you know what happened. I've fully scripted my summary here. Guys, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to try reading from a script to get the summary because I fly off the rails otherwise. If I sound stupid, that's fine. Let me know nicely, and I will take that into account. I'm all about feedback.
I'm really proud of you.
However, it has to be respectful and it has to be nice. Only our friends listen to this, and they're not nice to me, and that's the bit. Okay, so we open on Greendale College, which has been plunged into chaos after Peppermint Patty. I think that's her name.
Pistol Patty.
Pistol Patty. Okay, hey guys. Sorry, I'm trying to work on not popping my P's, and I lifted it right up by my face and said, Pistol Patty. I thought it was Peppermint Patty. It's Pistol Patty. Do I have Peppermint Patty written in all of my notes? Yes, I do.
Yes.
Did I just say I would be reading this like a script? Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Just remember to go ahead and switch that out in your mind.
I'm sorry for calling you the wrong name, Pistol Patty. But Pistol Patty herself is a mascot for a local ice cream chain and decided to promise $100,000 to the winner of another paintball battle at Greendale Community College. And remember, last year it destroyed the school, basically. So this all goes down at the end of your hoedown. So we have some great costumes going on this episode. That's why we're getting some major looks. That's why I am incredibly attracted to Allison Brie in this episode. That is why she is one of the two women who made me realize that I was attracted to women physically. Okay, no, that sounds bad. I was in the loop emotionally. I just didn't realize that like I was physically attracted to women as well until I saw Allison Brie in this episode. Her and JJ from Criminal Minds. Anyway.
Okay.
Pretty quick, like the whole first act is just people running around. The study group has been separated in the chaos, but Annie, Allison Brie teams up with Jeff, played by Joel McHale, and Abed, played by Danny Pudi, to steal Pierce's, played by Chevy Chase, to steal the large paint stash belonging to Pierce. On their way to steal this paint, they are captured by Britta, Troy, and Shirley. Britta, played by Gillian Jacobs. Troy, played by fucking Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. And Shirley, played by Yvette Nicole Brown. They are chased a little bit by Black Rider, some random dude who no one has ever seen at the school before. He's played by Sawyer from Lost. I forget his name. Josh Holloway? Or is that the guy from Once Upon a Time? Anyway, he's played by Sawyer from Lost. And he's chasing them around. He calls himself the Black Rider. They are taken from this run to Pierce's saloon because he has put a bounty on Jeff's head. Jeff is wanted, quote, gay or alive. Fucking Pierce wants Jeff to be gay so bad the whole show. And I love it because I need that in my life. I need someone else trying to get Joel McHale to be a little fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the whole first act is just kind of them running around.
So, okay, I'm glad you said that they were at the end of your hoedown because that was like, obviously I was like thrown in and I was loving it, but I was like, why the fuck? How did we get here? Like, what's going on? Was that something I just missed, like completely?
No.
Did they say that in this episode or did you just know that?
The dean says it at one point, but like he's like, hello, everyone. Welcome to the end of your hoedown.
Okay. And that's really embarrassing because I watched each episode about 2.5 times.
I love that for you. There also was hoedown written on a big sign right behind his head, but that's okay.
You know, I don't catch things like that.
There's no like lead into it. Like there's nothing in earlier episodes about the end of school hoedown. The bit is just that this dean always does some crazy extravagant bit. He always comes in a wild costume to like talk to them. He's fucking hysterical. And he is drag. He is camp.
His drag is valid. His non-binary tea is so fucking valid.
Yeah. Talk about valid non-binary tea. The dean from Community.
The dean. Yeah. No, I was obsessed with the vibe. Like, I love a good Western vibe. Love the spaghetti Western thing that's kind of going on here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We should have clarified. This whole episode is a parody of old Western movies, spaghetti Western movies.
Can I say something else about someone else that I thought was someone else?
Yes.
So my main issue is with boys, like boy faces. I cannot tell them apart.
Who is someone else who you thought was someone else that was someone else? And why do you have a problem with boys?
I get boys' faces. Boys' faces are the worst for me. I get them so confused. I cannot tell them apart. It's really tough. Okay, so I thought that the guy who played Black Rider, I thought that he, for a solid like 30 seconds to a minute, I was like, oh my God, that is Britney Spears' ex-husband.
Kevin Federline?
No.
Oh.
His name's Sam.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, I literally thought that was him for a second. But then I was like, I think this came out a long time ago. He probably didn't look like the same.
Yeah.
That he does now. Oh my God, I'm out of breath. Sorry. I have a cold, guys.
She winded. She winded for real, for real.
I'm okay. I'm back. Ooh, question.
Answer. Big answer.
Wait, have you started talking about the other college yet? No.
So that's going to be the big reveal at the start of episode 2.
So that's going to be later. Yeah. Okay.
So that's
I'm going to hold my question.
Yeah, that's going to be in a sec.
I'm going to hold my question.
There is pre-established beef if you're asking that question, but we can.
That was my question.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. We'll dive into it.
No, we won't. That's all the information I have, but I'll say it again later.
Go forward.
Work. Okay, let's talk ever so briefly about Chevy Chase in Community.
Mm-hmm.
By his own admission, by everyone on the cast, no one is shy about it. He was a nightmare on this show.
Oh, I'm sure.
As is par for the course with any fucking Chevy Chase story you hear. I cannot stand the character he plays, mainly because of who he is. I don't like Pierce. I don't like Chevy Chase. I don't like Pierce. He made racist comments to Donald Glover mostly, but I'm sure no one else was immune. He was real high maintenance. He demanded a lot of like creative things be given in his favor. We'll get into that, but the end of this episode is a perfect example of that. So he tends to go on side quests. We don't tend to see Pierce a lot with everyone else. I think he liked Allison Brie a lot. That's why a lot of his stuff is with Allison Brie, because he didn't loathe her like everyone else.
He seems like such a fucking nightmare.
I hope that he would not make it in the industry today.
You would hope, but he was just at the SNL 50.
Right, but that's like grandfathered in, I feel like, because he was like a big
I know,
part of
but
SNL.
I was like, there's no way they invited him. They did.
Mm.
He was on the Good Nights. Because I didn't see him for a while, and then I saw him in the Good Nights, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's a
But that
nightmare
doesn't
on the
surprise
show.
me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me because I feel like SNL, you can do 5 billion bad things and get slapped on the wrist 10 billion times, and they will still be like, whatever, come on. Come on
Morgan
down,
Wallen
girl.
was on last week or whatever.
Literally, get me back to God's country. Come on now.
Get me back to God's country, Greendale Community College.
Amen. Let's get back to God's country.
It's in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to know the state that Community takes place in. It can take place anywhere.
Yeah.
The first
Anytown, USA.
Exactly. The pilot was filmed at LMU. I don't know why, but yeah, cute little fun fact. Anyway, fuck Chevy Chase, fuck Pierce. But that is why Pierce kind of has his own thing going on. He's turned the library into a saloon. He's monetized the bathrooms in exchange for paintball. And he kind of is like the saloon owner town guy in this Western motif that we're doing. But we find out that beforehand, he had fallen out of the gang's good graces. Shocker, shocker. He does this quite a bit. But he wins back their affection with a sob speech, and he guilt trips them because he walked in on them playing cards without him. So sad, so tragic. But he basically gives them a task. He says, I know where all of this paint is. There's a legendary tale of paint. So you guys go off and you find it. And he gives them ammo because he has this incredibly large ammo stash. Allegedly. The characters we like set off to find this legendary stash of ammo, and they're chased by Black Rider a little bit. He's a big part of the episode, but most of what he does is chase them around. So I'm not going to be like, they go into this room and then this room and then that room and then this happened. But he's a big part of this episode. He's just kind of always there chasing them. Yeah.
He's Chevy chasing them.
He's Chevy chasing them. As they're being chased, they try to shoot him and they realize that Pierce loaded their guns with blanks, which is kind of a dick move. But they do recover the dean, who is giving full Pink Pony Club in his little outfit. And he is so horny for Jeff as well. Thank God. Solidarity. He is trying to get Jeff. He does this bit where he's like, the key's in my pocket of his little like skinny, like short jeans, and keeps like pushing it towards Jeff. And finally he's like, that's fine. I'll get it. I'm obsessed with him. He's
that
so
little fit that he was wearing. So good. He looked ready to go and absolutely get plastered at the Abbey.
Oh, yeah.
By plastered, I mean roofied.
By plastered, I mean roofied and phone stolen.
I'm going to say that again with the phone stolen bit because I probably shouldn't joke about that outside of the context of that you got roofied.
But a lot of people got roofied at the Abbey.
No, I know that's true, but I probably shouldn't joke about it. Even though they tried to roofie me. Anyway.
You want to say the bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. Yeah, he totally looked this is not going well for me right now. Okay, wait 1 second. Let me just yeah, he was totally giving like
I held it together.
Yeah, he really looked like he was ready to go get his phone stolen at the Abbey.
That was so funny. He's always giving though. It's the thing. Like that's not like it's not like they put him in a funny outfit for this Western episode because everyone is in Western outfits. Like he is in a party girl outfit and everyone else is like period piece dress. Like everyone else is in like who's the guy? He's old as fuck. Clint Eastwood. Everyone else is like Clint Eastwood in it.
Clint Eastwood drag, and he is, you're right, Pink Pony Club.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. And he gives them fucking keys to a stash of ammunition in the storage closet in his office. It is full of automatic paintball weapons, rapid fire, like exploding paintballs. You could violate the Geneva Convention with everything that he has in this fucking storage cabinet. It is insane. And it
That was a good one.
Hey, thanks, girl. It's up there with getting his phone stolen at the Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, fucking shit.
Your original bit was funny. I'll give you that. It just was the follow up that we couldn't let. It was the woke version that wasn't funny. Get me to God's country.
Woke needs to choke.
I haven't heard that before. Did you come up with that?
I came up with that just now, like right on
the
spot.
They should hire her.
Hey, conservatives, hire me. I almost applied for a job at the Billy Graham Evangelical Association because I need a job.
Get a job. If you're taking someone's money, let it be Billy Graham's money.
I can't do that. What am I supposed to do?
You would lose your mind. You would lose your mind as the Billy Graham Foundation.
Anyway.
But armed with their arsenal of paintball weapons, they set off to confront Pierce for loading their guns with blanks. What ensues is a incredibly theatrically feeling scene. I felt like I was in a theater where, unfortunately, it is with great remorse that I deliver this news. Chevy Chase eats in this scene, unfortunately.
He eats.
I don't know if they gave him the Judy Garland Showtime pills or what, but
I think they might have.
And the echo in the sound on this scene is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily him, but yes. No.
It's a lot of Alison Brie. It's a lot of Alison Brie, which I will go down swinging for. Glow's phenomenal. They confront Pierce in the cafeteria, which has been eviscerated by Black Rider. He is leaving no survivors other than Pierce and this one girl, Vicky, who recurring side character that absolutely devours when she shows up. The scene that follows is a real intense, real confrontation. And I love when sitcoms do this, when they just decide like, hey, let's do an entirely different scene that is just like fully heartfelt, dramatic, intense conversation with someone you care about something you're mad about.
We love a moment of levity.
Isn't this the opposite of a moment of levity? Isn't levity light? This is a moment of heavity.
What word am I thinking of then?
I think you're thinking of a moment of levity, but the opposite of it. Like a moment of levity would be like when they're funny in a show that's only doing that.
Fuck.
It's a tonal shift.
So, yeah. I have a cold.
I have a cold. I have the bimbo flu. But no, it's just a very intense scene between Annie and Pierce, Alison Brie and Chevy Chase, in which they are yelling at each other a lot about not being included, and Pierce feels left out of the group, and Annie drops a bombshell. They were not playing cards that day in the library. They were voting on whether or not to kick Pierce out of the study group.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
That was really hot.
From me?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. The reveal is kind of logistically messy because they're voting with cards. A red card means keep, a black card means kick out, and there's one red card. And for some reason, it's not a democracy. If my friend group was like 5 of us want him gone, 1 of us wants him to stay, I'd be like, cool, hang out with him when we're not hanging out. Bye, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever. They choose to let him stay for now. This whole intense confrontation feels a bit like live theater. I'm not going to lie. It reminded me of when you are in a live theater showing and they get to the scene where they are yelling and it is dramatic and it is dead quiet in a room full of people. It is a wild kind of like dissonance. I don't even know if that's the right word.
Yeah. I mean, don't ask me about words right now.
That's fair. But... That's fair. It's a very like degenerative feeling. They also did a thing that I feel like wouldn't stand out to people who like aren't in like film. But I think another reason that it felt like I was in a theater is because they're shooting from the ground up. Like it feels like you're looking up at them. So it feels like you're in an audience looking up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional, but I did enjoy it.
I noticed this throughout like both episodes too. I just like, I can tell that just like structurally it's really good. Like it's a really good show. And that like, okay, this is going to sound like a little bit dumb.
What's new?
But I love to watch things that have a shit ton of references, even if I do not know the references. And this felt like something that was reference after reference after reference. Duh. I know.
Yes.
It's like spaghetti Western Star Wars, like duh. But for some reason, I just like love when I'm like, someone somewhere just saw that moment and was like,
I know that. Oh, and the way you feel when you get the reference.
Yes, when you get the reference, it's like I almost like get off on knowing other people feel that way at
Yes.
different points, and I'm like, I don't understand it.
She's an empath.
I'm an empath.
I feel like for Community, this is like a reference light episode outside of like the direct parody. Usually, like though Abed, like he does in the second half, where he's like, "This is like we've stopped being a Western movie." When he goes, sorry, I just burped everywhere,
You're okay.
all over. He, Abed is always making references to movies, to TV shows. He is nonstop pop culture. He is honestly like you and I having a conversation. Very similar to that, a little more dude bro with the taste, but live, laugh, love, Abed. After this big, intense confrontation, walls being torn down, booths, Black Rider shows up and interrupts it all. And Jeff goes to fight him and drops a devastating insult from a handsome man to a handsome man, which is, "You're not hot. You're just an average looking guy with a big chin."
Oh,
got him.
Burn.
It's rare that a straight hot guy says something and I'm like, that's a solid burn. That was a burn.
You love a good burn.
I love.
I know that about you.
Burn.
You love a good burn.
I saw a video the other day of millennials getting roasted by Gen Z, and Gen Z told one of the guys they looked like Hagrid went on Queer Eye.
Fuck yeah.
And I lost my shit. I love a creative burn. The more creative, the better. Roast the shit out of me. I roast the shit out of all of my friends.
You sure do.
I sure do. Nonstop. Get it, got it good. I love a good burn. I just had to make a reference to that because rarely does Jeff Winger eat like that, but he was hungry, I guess. To wrap up this episode, Pierce fakes a heart attack and unfortunately saves the day. The Black Rider guy's like, okay, hold on. This is a paintball game. This guy's having a heart attack. I'm going to go check on him. And then Pierce like, pew, gotcha.
Pew, pew.
It was giving the call an ambulance, but not for me.
Does he do that often? Because I know they were like, he does that all the time. Does he actually do that all the time?
He does it in other episodes. I don't know how frequently. It's been a minute since I've like watched Community all the way through.
Yeah.
But he's faked heart attacks before and he will fake heart attacks again. That's
a crazy shit, but I respect the grind.
If you got it, flaunt it. If you got that high blood pressure, fake a few heart attacks. You've earned it.
Yeah.
I have high blood pressure.
You have high blood pressure?
Anyway, I may fake a heart attack if I get bored. I want you to leave my house. As Black Rider is leaving the cafeteria, he reveals, I've been enrolled in online classes for weeks so I can legally or whatever hunt you all. And this is so much bigger than you know. And then fucking Pistol Patty and a SWAT team roll the fuck up on Greendale Community College. We are talking trucks with paintball machine guns. Mm-hmm. We are talking stormtroopers, like white head to toe outfits with like the paintball goggles,
full blown stormtroopers,
and they are led by Pistol Patty.
Pissed off Patty.
Pissed off Pistol Patty. And that is the epic conclusion to the first episode of this duology of episodes of Community.
Amen.
Okay. Where we last left off, Greendale Community College had been invaded by the Imperial thing. Who are they in Star Wars? By Darth Vader's posse. Yeah, by the Empire.
The Stormtroopers.
So we are now out of Western. Oh, God.
Oh.
We're out of Western mode, but I'm going to keep the hat on.
We're going to keep the hat on.
We're going to keep the hat on.
We're going to Star Wars, but we are going to keep the hat on just for continuity purposes,
Just for continuity purposes. The other thing that I love about this episode is how well the costumes do go from like cowboy to kind of Star Wars-esque, like rebel style. Yeah. I was kind of obsessed with that.
Yep. That was really good. Honestly, that was something I just liked about everything was the costuming and the set design. Yes. Like everything was so like fantastical and grand. And I could tell that like we're obviously in a community college and normal episodes don't look like this. But I thought like, and I think it's because I've seen the first season. Like I know what it is kind of. And it was really fun to see it like blown out in this way. Like everything was just like different. I just really liked that. And I really, really thought everything was really pretty.
I know they went all out on set design. They decimated the place with paint. It was beautiful. And if you thought it was a lot of paint before, get ready for the amount of paint now. To paint, to ball. Here we go. Episode 2, I believe it is called Even More Balls. No, even more paintballs, maybe.
Yes.
Should have looked that up. Anyway, so we have moved fully from Western themed into a Star Wars parody without a second to breathe. And it's beautiful. It's a fun little run. Abed, Troy, and the Dean are immediately ambushed by a squad of stormtroopers. Abed and Troy escape, but Dean is struck. He is out. He has been hit by the paintball. It's funny at this point. I'm kind of like, oh my God, they died. Like the stakes, they set a good job that I'm like, oh wait,
Yes.
this is paintball.
It's like a full-blown war movie.
Yes. But we could pay attention. We could follow.
But I could pay attention because it was colorful.
Yesified war movie.
Yesified war. Yeah.
Yeah. And they overhear as Pistol Patty rolls up and all is revealed. City College, Greendale's rival, has been behind this the whole time.
Not City College.
They do have pre-established beef.
Okay.
I cannot begin to tell you what even a fraction of that
That's
is.
okay. I was just curious. A lot of little things. I was just curious, like, is this new for this episode? Like, it doesn't actually matter. I was just curious. But they seem like a good enemy because not a good enemy, but they seem ruthless.
Interesting, compelling. So. Yeah. They are ruthless. Community really does commit to the bit. They say Beetlejuice 3 times in the show over the course of 5 seasons, I think. And on the 3rd time, someone in Beetlejuice costume walks by in the background. Like they are like locked in on these little details. It's very
love
cute.
The bit.
There's an entire episode where if you pay attention in the background, Abed is not in the episode, but he's in the background delivering a baby. Like a woman is going through labor and can't make it to a hospital. And in the background, Abed is fully delivering a baby. It is so funny. Yeah. So I love the bit. And this show is great for people who love the bit. Roll up Greendale's rival, City College. The dean of City College, whose name I do not have, is Pistol Patty. He takes off his mask and has a moment of unmatched sexual chemistry with our dean from Greendale. And that is not new for them. They need to get married and have so many kids biologically and just never stop.
I did want them to kiss.
I don't think they ever do.
And I was cheering a little. I was like, kiss, 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 kiss.
I think they may have hooked up in the past. I think that might be part of why they hate each other so much. I can't recall. That could also so be wrong entirely.
I hope that's the truth.
Yeah. It has to be. There's no way. But the sexual chemistry is intentional. Like, it's hot. For Pink Pony Club and a guy in an ice cream suit, they do a great job. But City College has taken over. They have lowered the butthole flag. They have torn down the statue of actor Luis Guzman. And they have decided that this is now an extension of City College. Basically, they have occupied the territory. So remember, Troy and Abed have overheard this and report back to the students, and they form a temporary alliance or rebellion. This is where my only beef with the show is that Abed will go, we've moved out of Westerns. We've moved into Star Wars. And I feel like I don't like it because I'm gatekeepy. I'm like, let the people who don't realize that not realize that. Don't just spell it out for them.
Yeah.
But like, it is his character core because he analyzes everything like a TV show, and it gets a little too meta for me sometimes, but
that's a valid critique.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, but it's not, that's
not the most creative to me personally.
I'm always team do not explain anything.
Yeah. Do not explain anything, or at least don't go that meta. Like, I just don't like that. Like, sometimes they don't know what's going on, and Abed is like, well, if this was a TV show, and then they like solve it that way, that's a little too meta for me. But regardless, he points out we've moved from Western into Star Wars, and he claims the role of Han Solo before Jeff can easily just, kind of take that role. And he becomes a Riz master.
Hell yeah.
I love Abed's commitment to the bit as well. Some people call it good representation of an autistic person. I guess I call it commitment to the bit. Anyway, City College's plan was to get the students to destroy the school. They wanted the students to get pissed and destroy the school.
Self-destruction.
And that is exactly what happened. So in this temporary alliance, they decide to win and get the money, because here's the thing. There is a contract that was created by this fake ice cream company and signed under false pretenses that no one has seen that is somehow still valid. It spells out 3 important rules. 1, City College is contractually obligated to give the winner $100,000. This is all going down so that City College can win for themselves and not have to pay $100,000. The stormtroopers have been enrolled in online classes, so they are legally allowed to participate because this is open to all Greendale students. 3, if you get any paint on you, not if you just get shot by a paintball, if you get any paint on you, you are out of the game.
Boom.
Boom. Done. So because of this rule in this contract that I don't get, but is necessary for the stakes, the lore, they decide to team up and give the money to Greendale for whoever wins in a beautiful moment. Then they are bombed. A drone comes in with a grenade of paint on it, and Magnitude, another wonderful side character, jumps on that grenade before it goes pop, pop. That's his catchphrase. Anyway, he's out. That's not really relevant. Okay, I had a deep dive here that I am not going to go down because I have stolen enough of your time already. However, there is a line where Jeff says, "What are we, the Little Rascals?" And an old guy, Leonard, says, "I was." And he's old enough that I was like, was he in Little Rascals? He's not.
Oh,
that's
I was gonna say, I was like, oh my God, I need to look that up. I bet he was. Okay.
He is wearing a little Spanky McFarley hat, but I think the bit is just like, I didn't see it on his creds. But what I did see, this man's first movie was in 1944.
The old guy
who said he was
Britta?
a little rascal. Yeah. So I went on a deep dive briefly about him. His name is Richard Erdman. And I'm fascinated by the fact that he passed in 2019. But before that, he worked in movies from 1994 through like 2018. He worked in film.
That's crazy.
So imagine watching it grow and change that much.
That's insane.
Thank God someone had the brains to get him in an interview before he passed. There's an interview on YouTube with him that's at some event. They screened one of his older movies. He came up and he talked about it. And I'll link it down below just because I'm going to finish watching it. I watched the first half, but just it's really interesting to hear his perspective. Cool. Yeah, because he's talking about movies that he made in the fucking 40s and 50s. And then he's moving on and talking about his role in Community, the fucking paintball episode of Community. Like,
yeah, like how the fuck does that feel? Like going to work when you were younger versus when you're older, not just being like different because like obviously things have changed since we were younger, since we were in high school.
Right.
But like I can't even conceptualize how much things have changed.
Same.
And so like, whoa, okay. Yeah, please send that to me because that is actually like sparking my brain. I'm like,
no, that's what I did too. I was like, holy shit. And so I'm just glad someone was smart enough to get him in a fucking interview before he passed. And he seems like a great guy. He's real funny. Grew up in Colorado. Real quirky, charismatic. Yeah. Anyway, shout out Richard Erdman. He plays Leonard, the old guy in this episode, who he's funny as fucking every episode that he's in. Love Leonard. He's another recurring side character. Jeff and Troy are arguing over who gets to be the leader. Troy wants to fill the sprinklers in the library with paint. They have a machine gun in the back of an ice cream truck. I think it's the second Purge movie. Like they have a machine gun in the back of a box truck and they are leveling bitches left and right with that paintball gun. They are competing over who wants to be the leader. Naturally, Annie, looking sexy as hell, takes the lead and is like, let's do both. We can use that to win. I personally don't see how they intersect, but for the point of the show, we're going to do it. Behind the scenes, Pierce surrenders to City College. In exchange for pudding cups, he will give them information. Such valuable information as Jeff is a wannabe ballerina whose Achilles heel is wieners. Same.
Do you think he meant like wieners or like hot dogs?
He meant digging balls.
Okay.
Yeah. To be politically correct.
Great. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to be a ballerina, and wieners are not my Achilles heel. My Achilles heel is my Achilles heel. My wiener is my wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Amen. So for the rest of the episode, we are following two teams. Team one, who we need to know from this, is Troy, Abed, Annie, and Shirley. Shirley is also eating in this episode. Again, she's just kind of, her bit is she wants to go home. She just had a baby, and she is like not breaking fourth wall, but like aware of the absurdity of everything going on. And she's like, okay, I just got to I'm missing CSI. Like, I have a newborn baby at home. I just have to go home. I love Shirley. A lot of people don't like Shirley. I get those criticisms. Sometimes her bit is just being judgmental, like to a fault. I think it's always done funny.
Yeah, I really liked her just from this episode.
Yeah, she's a hoot and a half. Yvette Nicole Brown does fucking everything. She's the movie theater manager in Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Yeah, that's what I feel like most people know her from. They lure all of the stormtroopers into the library where Troy has used his master plumber skills. I forgot he was a plumber, but he was a plumber, to fill the sprinklers with paint. Duh. They all run to the study room of the library to pull the fire alarm, and their exit, which is the vents, is blocked by Garrett. Garrett's just another side character if you don't know Garrett. Damn it, Garrett.
Damn it, Garrett.
But it's a good thing they didn't make it into those vents because that is where Annie's boobs live.
Her what now?
There's an episode. This is so fucking funny to me. Troy gets a monkey. They're like not blackmailing a rich person, but they're like friends with a rich person. They're all getting like gifts that they want. And Troy gets a monkey and he names it Annie's boobs.
Oh my God. Okay.
And the monkey escapes and lives in the vents of the college. This is what I mean when it starts as a normal school and then it slowly gets more absurd. And it leads to, have you heard about the community bottle episode with the missing pen?
I don't think so.
Like it starts and it's just like, oh, I've lost the pen. Where's my pen? And then by the end, it is off the fucking rails. Like they've like lost their minds.
I don't think so, but
anyway, the monkey stole the pen is the whole kind of bit for it. Like no one had the pen and they're trying to figure out who has the pen, and the monkey came in. Annie's boobs came in and stole the pen.
So that monkey just lives up there all the time?
Until the Spanish teacher starts living in the vents, I think. Then they like have a turf war.
Oh my God.
Get into it for the world building, for the lore, for the monkeys named Annie's boobs. That's hysterical.
Perfect.
But they cannot get out of the study room. They are surrounded. So we cut to team 2 on the count of Vicky, because Vicky yells Vicky and runs into battle before anyone else. Jeff, Britta, Leonard, and Kendra with a QU storm into battle.
Kendra with a QU?
Yes, Kendra with a QU.
Oh, at the beginning.
Quendra.
Got it. I was literally trying to put it in like the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now.
Kendra with a QU does not matter. Gets shot about 10 seconds after we meet her.
Was she the one in the red?
She's the like hot cowgirl. She's like the traditionally hot one. I don't think she's in red. Jeff's like ducked behind the barricade and she's next to him. She's like, I'm scared.
Blonde.
Blonde Bimbo. Yeah. She's not relevant. I don't think we ever see her again. Kendra with a QU does not matter. I do not think we ever see her again. I think it stands to reason that she was actually hit by a real bullet and fatally passed in the battle.
Okay.
But she is so cunty and she's such a bimbo. I had to just shout her out here. Love you, Kendra with a QU. So after Kendra with a QU is shot, Jeff is also shot and Vicky is also shot. So we're losing
them. They're dropping
we are dwindling. So we cut back to team 2, where in the climactic battle, they have to break out of the library and shoot their way out. On their way out, Troy's taken out. He's shot kind of machine gun style and does like the action movie, like blah, 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 and then falls over. And again, I'm reminded that these people don't actually die because I feel like he dies there and he doesn't.
That one was hard to convince yourself that he didn't. Can I say I wrote that down in huge freaking letters because I loved that scene. It was like, I literally for a second, I was like, wait, this is like powerful. And then I was like, oh, it's Paintballs.
Right. Like he gets up and walks away.
Yeah. Like he's still here. He's still with us.
But Paintballs hurt. They don't acknowledge that in this show, but Paintballs hurt.
That's what I've heard.
He's in a white tank top and he's getting shot at by probably 100 paintballs. That would hurt like a bitch. At this moment, Shirley is the only one left in the library. And she goes fucking beast mode and snipes a few motherfuckers between the eyes with a pistol.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
In doing this, Shirley abandons the very important post of her fire alarm. Abed and Annie run out of ammo. Also, like, oh yeah, there's more than one fire alarm because it's a school. Duh. So Shirley just like goes and find one that's by a door and pulls the one by the door. Like, has to be that way. My dad's a fire inspector, so I can like confirm that like there has to be fire alarms in schools.
I love that you mention that almost every episode. That's actually really iconic.
I think it's so funny. I talk about my dad a lot on this podcast.
You do. It's really cute.
I know. It's very sweet. I'm very happy about it. Shout out to my dad. I love you.
Shout out Scooter.
Shout out Scooter. I love you, Mom, too. My mom's a college counselor. My mom's a college counselor. They have to put fire alarms in every fucking room.
So you really know a lot about this.
I know a lot about fire alarms in colleges. Anything
You're an
else?
Expert.
Not really. But this hit my line. So as she pulls the fire alarm, spraying paint everywhere, and Abed, successfully rizzing Annie up till the end of days, kisses her. And they kiss in the paint rain. And it's low-key kind of beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah. And then the bit is over because Abed has gotten paint on him and he's no longer Han Solo. So he says, cool, and leaves.
I was really upset. I was like, wait, no.
Oh, they never revisit that.
They never revisit that?
No, it's a love triangle between Jeff, Annie, and Britta. It's disgusting. Annie is 18 when we meet her in the pilot, and Jeff is failed as a lawyer in his career. And there's like a will they, won't they? Annie's a high school dropout, finishing her GED, I think, in the first season.
I really was like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing that they had these two
No.
characters like
I
together.
wish it kept going. It's very sweet. Annie, Troy, and Abed have a very sweet friendship.
Hmm.
And I think a relationship between her and Abed and then Troy like third wheeling them would have been an incredible choice. Abed is rumored to be a lot of things. On the Spectrum is one of them that's basically confirmed in the pilot kind of as a joke, but then like later they're like, yeah, he is, because he's regarded as like a decent portrayal of someone on the spectrum, especially for 2009 network TV.
Hmm.
And then he's also speculated to be asexual. I don't think that's ever like touched on or anything, but I do think a lot of people like resonate with that about him. So that's great.
Hmm.
But I would like to see him kiss Annie a little bit. If he
Yeah, it
is
was
not
cute.
asexual, I want him with Annie. If not, Annie and Troy. They went to high school together. He was the cool guy. She was the nerd. They have like all the setups to be in a good little love story.
Yeah.
And it never happens. Anyone but Jeff would have been a great choice. But for some reason, it's Annie and Jeff. It's gross. Anyway, after that kiss that gives a generation hope, we cut back to the other fucking team.
Hmm.
And the People's Princess Leonard is shot, but he does manage to call a few of the stormtroopers knob gobblers before he's taken out. So he did his part. Go home, rest up. But then we are faced with the all is lost moment.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Britta is the only one left, presumably. She is surrounded. She is hunkered down behind a hedge, being shot at by stormtroopers left, right, center, deadly, weapons, mission galore. Shirley rolls up in a campus security vehicle. She was not shot. Why? Because she chose a fire alarm by a door. I love the bit that like she was just letting Troy kind of have fun and do her thing, and then like kind of it all fell
Right.
apart. And she was like, okay, now I'll take care of it.
As soon
Get
as
home to my
he's
kids.
like out of the way, she's like,
Yeah.
all right, let me just go ahead and take care of this.
Yeah.
The Deus ex machina herself.
Fire alarm. She's such a mom. I love her. She's just a little like she cares about those people so much, and it's very sweet.
That's really cute.
I love her
That's
relationship.
really cute.
And I love her rolling up and saving Britta at the end after she fucking saved Troy's plan. And they go beast mode GTA style. Fucking, it's a car chase scene where they're shooting out of a moving vehicle. It's a campus security vehicle, taking out stormtroopers left and right. Britta is hit at the very end, but she manages to take out a stormtrooper right between the eyes at the machine gun. So the machine gun is out of play. Presumably, Shirley wins. Can we just end it here? Can Shirley just win?
Okay, but like you say the ending. You say the ending. And yeah.
Shirley is shot by two rando stormtroopers who are then shot by a third stormtrooper in a disguise. It's Pierce. He has redeemed himself to win the game. He wins the money, presumably gives it to Greendale to fix it because it's fixed next season. And the butthole flag is put back on top for Greendale.
Okay, I do hate him, but I'm gonna say something brave and bold. I really liked that twist.
Okay. Here, yes.
I'm fine. Like if Shirley would have just like done it, whatever, that would have been great too. I wouldn't have known what could have been. Like I don't think I would have thought of that. But there was something about it that I really liked.
Here's where I think we differ.
Okay.
They do that a lot with Pierce. And I think it was a Chevy Chase management tactic of like,
okay,
you're going to have about 3 scenes in the episode. You're going to be off screen for most of it. You're going to be on your own. You're going to be in a small scene for most of it. And then at the end, you're going to save the day. I think is kind of the way that they would sell it to him because it happens. I can't think of any fucking specific instance, but they do that a lot with him. So I think once or twice it's like, yeah, Pierce wins, let him do his thing. Everyone gets to play before he leaves the show before it wraps up, thankfully.
Okay,
but
thank God.
He does that a lot, I think. And that I just, to me, that seems like a Chevy Chase management tactic of like, you're not a big part, but you are going to be the hero. You are going to save the day at the end.
So then maybe if it was literally anyone else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I liked the twist of it. Oh, it felt really fun.
Yeah, when he comes up and he's like, "Let's celebrate," and they're like, who are you?" And he goes, "Your mom's lover," and shoots them both. That goes hard. That goes hard.
Really hard. But it wasn't him. It was just the moment that I
It's
enjoyed.
good writing for a shitty person. Separating the art from the artist.
Separate the art from the artist. Here we go. Yep.
So it wraps up and the team's like, "Oh, you can come back on the study group, Pierce." And he's kind of like, "Fuck y'all. Yeah. I'm out." I think they do this every season where it kind of ends on like, Pierce doesn't have to come back. And I love that.
They were just keeping their options open.
Yes. Slight spoilers for Community, for those of you who still haven't seen it. The 5th season, I think, starts with Pierce's funeral. Pierce has died, and they kill him off screen. I love it.
How does he die? Heart attack?
I think he jerks off too much. Yeah, so he gives each of them as his like parting gift from the planet. He gives each of them a canister of his sperm, like a cylinder of his sperm, so they can recreate with it, and to Jeff so he can drink it, because he still thinks Jeff's gay. And they make a joke in the episode about how he died jerking off so much to fill up the cum basins.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's one way to go out, I
that's one way to
guess.
go.
I suppose.
Yeah, and then there's about I think like 8 or 9 episodes before Donald Glover leaves, and those are really good episodes because it's no Chevy Chase, but Donald Glover's there, and then Donald Glover leaves because he wanted to win a Grammy, I guess.
Makes sense, I guess.
Anyway, those are the good episodes, but that is the paintball episode of Community. I think they do a paintball episode every season, if not almost every season, and they're worth checking out. They're fun. The parody episodes are really fun. The bottle episodes are really fun. When they commit, they commit. It's just kind of like a checklist of sitcom tropes, but they commit to the bit, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I really like it. I need to get back into it. It's like one of those shows that I continuously have told myself,
Yes.
oh, I'll get back to it. Like I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. And I never have. So this might be my push. I might actually get back to it.
Hey, you got me into Drag Race. I'll get you into Community.
Exactly. Trading gay culture for straight culture.
Community is straight culture, unfortunately, and it does eat.
It does feel like straight culture, but
also so
I like
fucking
straight
gay.
culture things too. We all have a straight thing we like, you know.
What's yours?
Let's see. I don't know if this counts as straight culture, but I feel like it teeters the line below deck.
I think that has a foot in both.
I think they have a foot in both worlds, but
yeah. But I think how you love it. Do you love it in the straight way? Because I think gay people love below deck very different than straight people.
I don't know. I don't know if I love it in a very queer way. We'll have to, I guess I'll have to pay attention to that next time I watch it.
Bimbo homework, find out the straight things you like.
What else do I like in a straight way? Oh, there's one particular Hallmark movie that we will be doing at Christmas time next year. I like that in a straight way, I think. Of course, like I can't think of many other things I like in straight culture things.
God, we really are the worst.
Shameless might
people,
be.
Though.
Shameless
Shameless.
Straight culture.
Shameless. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit on the spectrum of straight culture.
I think that is straight culture. Instead of gay culture that straights grabbed onto, I think that's straight culture that gays grabbed onto.
Yeah.
That's so fair. I was thinking horror movies for me, but I like those in a gay way.
Yeah. So. I like most things in a gay way, but I feel like this is one that like, oh, I know my straight culture. Anchorman.
Oh, that's valid.
Your
drag is valid. Anchorman drag win.
I unfortunately love Anchorman.
Okay,
it was something me and my dad connected
Will Ferrell
on.
Or Christina Applegate.
Will Ferrell's so straight. I know. I like her too in it. She's great.
Yeah.
But that's Will
crazy.
Ferrell is why I watched
That's fucking wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't I think of that first? Yeah, that is my straight culture.
That is your straight culture thing. I will have straight culture things. Maybe Minecraft, but gay people like Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortnite. I haven't played it. I used to play it with my ex a lot. We don't play together anymore.
Yeah. Well,
across the board. Anyway, all right. Well, that is Community. Check it out if you want. If you didn't like Rick and Morty, that doesn't mean you won't like Community, because I like Community and I can't stand Rick and Morty.
Did the same person write it?
Yeah, Dan Harmon did both of them.
Okay.
But there are kind of commitment to the bit is a thread throughout all of them.
Okay.
Anyway, check it out. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, leave a comment. Let us know your straightest habit. Let us know the straightest thing about you.
What's your straight culture?
Let us know the gayest thing about you. Take a risk. Name something that you think is gay. And then if people get mad at you in the comments, I'll be like, hey, I asked them to do this. Guys, you have straight people, you have a pass. All three of you watching now and for forever. Comment something that you think is gay that you do. Be vulnerable. Be comfortable.
Yes. You have a shield. You have a gay shield around you. We're telling you can do it.
Yeah. And gay people are naturally judgmental. So if they're judgmental, welcome to the community, sis.
Yeah, welcome.
Come get your phone stolen at the Abbey with us.
Amongst other things.
Hello, everybody. We're back from the future again to do marketable traits.
So we got some pretty good ones. We actually created a Google form now so that they can be completely anonymous if you want them to be. So if you need your marketable trait to be anonymous, go ahead and fill out that Google form. We will link it below.
And it's also linked in a highlight on our Instagram. At Bimbo Book
Yes.
Club Pod, there's a highlight with that in there.
So we have some pretty good responses. So I'm just gonna go for it. All
Do
right,
it.
here we go. This person said, when I eat popcorn alone, I like to bite off the kernel part of it first and put the fluffy bit back in the bowl. I eat the whole bowl of popcorn like this, and then at the end, take massive handfuls of the fluffy bits onto my tongue and squish them into the roof of my mouth. It's what I imagine eating styrofoam would feel like.
You know what? Hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Can I be completely honest? I think I kind of do a very similar thing because I'm a very texture person.
Okay.
And like when it comes to food and stuff, I do like weird little shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I think I do something very similar because I do like popcorn, Oreos, what else? Other things that can like melt in your mouth and you
Mm-hmm.
can make them get soggy. I do that.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I have similar. I mean, I have so many things when it comes to food that I do that are weird that like who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, just like initial first glance of that, I feel like the past two have been a lot worse than that. So shout out to this person for
Shout out to this person. This is
telling us
actually
about
not,
popcorn.
this is like, it's quirky, but it's not like entirely embarrassing. You know what I
No,
mean?
but it definitely is something you want to learn how you're gonna explain to people. So
Exactly.
my weird food thing, I have told two people about this in my life. So I guess I'm gonna tell people on the pod now.
Guess you're telling the world.
I swallow goldfish whole. Like when they're not,
Excuse me? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I
How was your
love goldfish.
esophagus?
Never had any complaints. Uh no, it's fine. I mean, they don't I don't choke on them, obviously. There's space for air on all of them. And I don't do any of the ones that are like cracked or anything. It has to be a full pristine goldfish. Because if they're cracked a little bit, then I'm scared it's gonna like scratch me.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, who am I to judge? That's weird as hell. I know that.
Yeah. Like, do you swallow it like a pill? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to visualize this. You like
Yes.
put it
I
in, you
also
just like,
yeah, I also can dry swallow pills, which I didn't realize was a thing people like can't do.
uh,
Like every morning when I take my meds in bed, and I don't drink water or anything when I take them. I just kind of swallow them.
I'm sorry. I'm a little disturbed, but I'm not disturbed at our
Yeah.
call-in viewer.
God damn it. I was gonna say let's reroute to this person because I'm feeling attacked.
Okay,
Okay.
so I think first of all, I know it's been said before, but I think that this does prove that you are very unique in
Mm-hmm.
your methods. The operations in which you create for your own workflow are very, very systematic. They're
Mm-hmm.
planned and they are very specific to you.
And you are willing to do more work in the setup to have a more meaningful payoff, to have a more meaningful
Mm-hmm.
final product, final experience. Like you're willing to put in the work when setting that up. And that's where I think I can't do this. I would lack the impulse control. I love a handful of
Mm,
popcorn, just like all those memes about like how boys eat popcorn. Me.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think too, it also proves that you know exactly what you want and you're gonna stick to
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when I eat a Ritz cracker, I have to let it get soggy first in my mouth. I have to suck it up to the roof of my mouth,
Yeah.
let it get soggy. I know that's how I prefer to eat a Ritz cracker, and that's how you prefer to eat popcorn. And you're not gonna let anybody else change that. You're just gonna keep doing it because it works for you and your mouth.
And your mouth. And shout out to your mouth.
Shout out to your mouth. Your mouth is a beautiful thing. Your mouth is a marketable trait.
Your mouth is your marketable trait, honey.
I think you might need to go work the streets.
Yeah, so we're doing this like new segment on the pod. It's called Marketable Traits. It's like where people send us their red flags and then we like recommend they get into sex work.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm on board. I'm
I'm on
set.
board.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, shout out to you. I don't think I have the control to do that. But when you read that, I literally was like, oh, like at the end it would be like eating clouds. Like I would be like eating a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
clouds. I'm on
Mm-hmm.
board for that.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Honestly, I'm super on board. I used to do more shit like that when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't looked into it already, this call-in viewer, I would maybe suggest thinking about the ways in which you might have obsessive compulsive disorder because that's what mine turned out to be. But it's not a harmful thing. It's a fun aspect of it.
Yeah, it's like your superpower. You make
It's
really
my
delicious
superpower.
popcorn for yourself.
OCD is my superpower.
Yeah. I hate that saying.
Anyway,
Oh
thank you
my God.
guys
I'm so sorry. I got so distracted by that. I was like, I can't believe I just said that's their superpower.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and thank you for hopping back and forth from the future to the present.
Mm-hmm. Things are looking great out here, folks. Just so you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Things are
Definitely
looking
not.
great. I'm not sick anymore.
Yeah, she's sick. She's healthy. My mic quality, I think, has significantly improved.
You just said I'm sick.
Oh, wait, she's not sick. She's fucking sick.
You
But
said
she's
she's
not
sick, she's healthy.
She's sick. She's healthy.
I think he just called me fat.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I just called you sick and fat. You sickly fat bitch.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Bimbo Book Club Pod.
And like and subscribe. And like and subscribe. Hit the
Why
bell.
don't you?
And do all those
Hit
things.
the bell.
Bong.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bachelorette party? Can we do paintball in sexy
Sure.
dresses?
Yeah, lingerie paintball. Stop.
Trademark, trademark, trademark,
Trademark,
trademark,
trademark,
trademark,
trademark.
trademark.